Smiles Inc. is really a joint venture partnership, and it's not a corporate where everyone's interests are aligned. So if you sell your practice to a corporate, it's sold, it's gone, you've become an employee. Whereas with Smiles Inc., you've got an ongoing future, you're partnering with us, and together we can grow the business, and everyone's goals, visions and outcomes are aligned. Since starting my first practice in 2005, I've seen a substantial change in dentistry, but the key area has been the undersupply of dentists. Now fast forward to 2017, there's a massive oversupply of dentists, which has just led to huge increase in competitiveness. I've successfully built and sold my own dental practice, and I've successfully built and sold my own dental corporate. So I think I'm unique in Australia in understanding what the pros and cons are being a practice owner and being a corporate. I think being a practice owner, you just can't be an expert at everything. Now they've got to be marketing gurus, they've got to be social media experts, and they just don't have the bandwidth to manage these aspects as well as be fantastic dentists. Smiles Inc.'s business model, which centres around joint venture partnership, is not unique in terms of other areas and other sectors. So the ones that spring to mind is Flight Centre, that's a joint venture partnership. Another one is Specsavers. Another one is your IGA supermarkets. And interestingly enough, Bank of Queensland. So really what you're creating there is a local face that customers and patients will trust, supported by a big group that can provide that technology, that financial and training support. Smiles Inc. is really gestated from an entrepreneurial, smart, disruptive perspective, and I think like attracts like. I think I attract a team around me that wants to get an optimum outcome for both patients and clinicians and auxiliary staff. And I think there's some very clever people from other industries that can really turn dentistry on its head for the benefit of everyone. Smiles Inc.'s board is quite incredible in terms of its depth and experience. My chairman, David Hurley, worked with Ramsay Health from almost inception to a $19 billion company, and so he's very familiar with the health space area. And David Usas was PwC's youngest partner, worked with them for 32 years and finished his career as head of mergers and acquisitions. So between the two of them, they bring a lot of business acumen, investor acumen, and just general savvy business skills to a profession that doesn't really have that. Smiles Inc. is focused on helping a practice grow to its full potential, mainly through looking at what I term as 3 silos: improving the practice's business acumen, getting what I term as more out of the same, so improving internal processes, the $1 million filing cabinet, treatment plan acceptance, financing, and then the 3rd silo is marketing, which could be broken down into 2 areas. One's local area marketing, getting that practice very well known and liked in the area, and the other one is national branding and getting the consumer and the patients comfortable with our values and with our business proposition. Smiles Inc.'s business model from a practitioner's point of view is just completely unique. They keep a 40% stake in the business, and we align everyone's interests so that going forward they can take some money off the table up front, they can de-risk, but they keep a stake in the business, and if we can grow that business over the next 3 to 5 years, then maybe that 40% becomes what 100% is worth today. Smiles Inc. is very focused on having strong clinical standards across the group, and one of the easiest ways of bringing this in is just through collegiate. Every dental practice is an island at the moment and nobody's talking to each other, and some clinicians are doing some things very, very well and other things average. So if we can pull all that together, then I think we'll gradually eradicate the average and we'll raise everyone like a rising tide. Smiles Inc. is very focused on what dental practices we select, and one of the key criteria is we're looking for someone that's going to be a growth partner and someone that's still enthusiastic about dentistry and loves their profession, but maybe they're just a bit over all the other stuff that comes with running a small business in Australia. One of my favourite areas is getting more out of the existing. Let's look at the existing patient base, let's look at that $1 million filing cabinet, and let's find out why patients haven't come back. Many practices religiously record how many new patients came in that week, that month, but I've yet to see a single practice that records the 2-year anniversary of a patient not attending their practice. 2 years is the point where you've lost that patient. So really we should be looking at those 2-year anniversaries, contacting those patients and finding out why they haven't come back. And with that intel, then we can actually fix or get them to come back to see us, and I think that's incredibly powerful. We want to get people comfortable with the brand. We want to get them understanding that we offer a value proposition. And I personally believe that dentistry has just become stratospherically expensive. And I think we need to reverse that trend and do what Specsavers did to optometry. We need to bring dentistry back down to the wallets of the average person out there and not have it as this scary, expensive thing that needs to be done. I enjoy looking at a marketplace and working out what needs to happen for them to come to our business. And dentistry is fantastic. Everyone's got teeth. If they don't have teeth, they need teeth. So really everyone's a potential customer. So how do we disrupt them and get them coming to Smiles Inc? Smiles Inc is going to list on the Australian Stock Exchange, and partly because I think it's beneficial to all stakeholders, but also the investing public will have an appetite to invest in something that is medical, that is defensive, and almost recession-proof. I see Smiles Inc in 5 to 10 years' time of being that Flight Centre or Specsavers of dentistry, where every member of the general public's familiar with the brand, they're comfortable using it, and it's on every street corner. So really, Smiles Inc is the culmination of 12, 13 years of investment into this industry, and really I intend it to be the pinnacle of my career, and I absolutely love it, and I really want to leave a great legacy behind. The 3 things I would say to a dentist considering joining Smiles Inc are: let's revitalise your passion for dentistry, let's take some of your money off the table for you to enjoy or de-risk, and let's build a practice and a group that in 10 years' time we can stand back and be extremely proud of.